Greetings, everyone, and welcome to tonight's B West clash between Clouded Minds After Dark and Spooky Ghosts. Let's take a look at the standings real quick. This is kind of an important one, seating wise. So we have CM After Dark in second place with either a series win of 2 points or a domination of three. They will jump into sole possession of first place. If they just manage to take 1 point, they'll move into a tie for first place with them and on. Then at the other end of the equation, we have Spooky Ghosts currently holding on to the last playoff spot in eighth place. They do have at least one match in hand over everyone else in the division. And with a domination tonight, they'll move into a tie for seventh. And with a win, they will just put a little more breathing room between themselves and Arrogant Nephilim in ninth place, trying to scrap for that eighth spot. So teams are getting ready. In the meantime, let's talk about map bans. So, CM After Dark banned Tomb of the Spider Queen and Towers of Doom. Spooky Ghost got rid of Battlefield of Eternity and Dragonshire. And Tiger and CM After Dark have decided to take us to Volskaya Foundry. Sorry. And that's where we begin. And let's jump into the draft. As always, my buddy Norbert is here at my side. Hey Norbert, what's up? He doesn't talk a lot, so if he does start talking, it means I'm hallucinating, so hopefully it doesn't happen. Although it might make the match more interesting. It could make the cast more interesting, who knows. Maybe we should try that some night. So Spooky Ghosts with the first pick get the first ban, and they get rid of Diablo. And I've seen IceX play a pretty mean Diablo, so I can't disagree with that ban. Let's see what CM After Dark wants to get rid of. They get rid of Johannes. So the tank pool's gotten smaller by 2. Let's see if they continue to shrink it down or if we expand the bans and look in a different direction here. This late in the season, I'm guessing all the bans will be target banned. There's no real strong meta hero that needs to be gotten rid of. Not Zagara like we had early season, not Naz like we had mid-season, or Vala. So, and we get rid of Tychus. Mr. Finley will be sitting this one out. And Malthiel. See him After Dark doesn't want to see him. No Angel of Death tonight. So we'll kick off the picks, and Spooky Ghost, who are they going to take first? There'd be an interesting matchup tonight. Both teams, we saw the standings before. They have quite a lot riding on this one. And Nilius picks the May right off the bat, and CM After Dark spends no time thinking about that one. They snap in the Sonya and the Stukov. Stukov with that silent circle, May with the blizzard circle. Sonya will be spinning in circles. So if you like geometry, this could be the place for you. Lucio with the big circle of healing around him. And Mephisto with a circle of pain. So I sense a theme here tonight. Let's see what our next 2 band heroes are. Hope everyone out there is having a good night tonight. You have lots of choices for entertainment, and I appreciate you stopping by to spend a little time with us and the teams in B West. They also appreciate it. So Dahaka, no one will be digging from lane to lane in this game. I guess Abathur could come out, but I would bet against that. I would give $10. There'll be no Abathur pick. Anyone wants to take me up on that? Let's go. So a new Barak, that tank pool shrinks just a little bit more. Nazebo is taken by Skycake 420. It's not quite as beastly as he was before, but he can still be pretty deadly in the right hands. And then Weenus comes out with the Gaslos. So a lot of push potential on the side of CM After Dark. Team fight's not too shabby either, so we'll see what kind of tank IceX wants to put with that. But in the meantime, Spooky Ghost's going to fill out their roster right here. So we get Blaze and Tyrael. I'm not sure who's the tank and... Wait, that's 3. I guess May's the tank and then we have 2 bruisers? Huh, well, I'll see how that one plays out. Definitely an interesting comp. Speaking of comps, CM After Dark going to be finishing theirs off right now. And they are going to go with ETC. So everyone's favorite cow comes out to play. All right, teams have been selected, so let's get everyone hyped up and we'll see you just on the other side of this cool intro. All right, team still loading in here. Looks like everyone's ready to go and the game should be starting any moment. And here we go. So first off the bat, let's get the teams introduced. So starting with the blue team, CM After Dark, we have Tiger on the Sonya, Icex on the ETC, Skycake 420 on the Nazebo, Weenus on the Gazlo, and Death Punisher on the Stukov. And if we go over to the other side, for Spooky Ghost, we have Little Wolf on Lucio, Nullius on May, Colitis on Tyrael, Boundary X on Mephisto, and Eric with the K on Blaze. So let's head out to mid because we know that's where everyone's going to go, because that is the law in Hunt. All right, let's get to it. Let's pop up the talents there. So we got a couple things being collected. Nazebo will be collecting, of course, his normal base quest, and he also took Thing of the Deep. EDC collecting globes. Tyrael also collecting globes, and Blaze. So there'll be a little bit of fight over the globes. So Sonya going to head down to the bottom lane and start soaking. Mephisto jumps in for a little bit of damage, but no one really going hardcore. Although I say that Icex with a nice dive in there. And the teams will start a top mid. Well, I guess no, they're not. So Blaze is going to hang out. Are they looking for a gank here? Nope. He wants to be there when the turret pops. So. So Stukov is using his big grandma arm on the camp on the left side of the map. So everyone will start off with one toy here. Let's take a look at that bottom matchup here. Looks like it's going to be Tyrael versus Sonya, at least for the moment. I think Sonya gets the better of this maybe early. We'll have to keep an eye on that and see how it plays out. But in the meantime, we've got more people up here. So let's take a look at this. That top mid rotation continues. Nazebo getting a nice chunk of stacks already. Noise slides out to safety there. Sonya going to come up and grab a little bit of soak and help out her team there in the mid. We'll have the objective announced in 20 seconds, so I would expect to see teams starting to work on their top camps here shortly. In fact, as we say that, Stukov's going to go over and start smacking that one around, and Blaze and Mephisto smacking the one around on the right. Lucio just hanging out mid, I think making sure no one attempts to take the healing camp. Nazeebo throws a frog at him in disgust. Tanks exchanging pleasantries in the top lane. Let's check out that bottom lane here. Tiger's nice and healthy. Tyrael's not too bad. He's about 55% health there. So we do have a little bit of a fight here. ETC coming up. Lucio very low, but he does make it out. The healing camp taken by Stukov. And the turret dropped by Spooky Ghost, but I think CM After Dark is going to be able to walk away from that, so that turret will eventually just die. Two camps up in the top lane going to meet at almost exactly the midpoint. So we've got 3 members of Spooky Ghost to clear at, and just ETC for CM After Dark. So that red camp is going to survive a little bit longer. In the meantime, CM After Dark is posted up on the point, so they've got up to 25%, 30%. Nazeebo is going to be able to deal with that camp, puts him in a zombie wall, and he's going to chew through them. A little bit of damage will be done to that top tower, but not a ton. But let's head back to mid where we have more action on the point. Spooky Ghosts have bullied their way in here, so it's contested, and they'll chase CM After Dark off the point entirely. So we'll see it go red here in just a moment. Sonya, in the meantime, hanging out bot, grabbing Soak. Spooky Ghosts going to go and grab their turret. Would not be surprised to see CM After Dark do the same thing. They do have an advantage on the point, so there's no urgency for them to get back to the point. 7's here for both teams. CM After Dark with a slight XP lead. And they've come back onto the point, and it's being contested now. A big silence from Stukov, kind of zoning the area out there, but CM After Dark, a couple of them were low. Tiger's low. In fact, Tiger does go down. CM After Dark has dropped a turret. That turret's down. Isex and Venus going to have to back up a little bit. Gaslow gets that nice shot off to get a little self-healing. He's really low. He's down to about 90 health there, but he does manage to escape. But while we are watching there, the objective ticked over to 100, so that is a protector for Spooky Ghost, and currently it has Blaze in it, and Fisto has joined him in the gunner seat. So they're going to do a little bit of damage to the wall. We'll see if they head top. It looks like they are going to head top, so we'll pick them up as they get up here. Nazeebo's probably going to have to head back here. I think he's going to be okay, although he does get body blocked a little bit, but he's got friends on the way, so he's fine. That protector getting chunked down very, very quickly. So they got the wall mid. I think the goal would have been to get the well up here. They were not able to get that because it just got killed too quickly. But Mephisto putting that circle of pain on top of everyone, chunking everyone down a little bit there. Gaslow with the nice stun onto Blaze. Mephisto chases them away. In the meantime, we've got Tyrael in the bottom lane with some minions, and Sonya, my guess, will be rotating down there fairly quickly. And the healing camp is up shortly. Stukov and ETC are just checking it out, and they see red elsewhere, so they figure it's safe. That red is collapsing upon them, though, so we're going to have 5v4, and 10s are here. Sonya jumps in with the leap. Stukov helps out with the silence, and that results in Lucio and Blaze going down. Now CM After Dark going to be able to just casually take that healing toy. And they come down to the mid. Mephisto's got to back up a little bit and respect the numbers there. So we got high five from Lucio. We saw the snowball there. Tyrael with Judgment. Blaze with the bunker drop. And the Endurance of Hate from Mephisto. On the other side, we saw the leap from Sonya. We've got Mosh Pit from ETC. The Zebo with the Flappy Ghost, or Ravenous Spirit if you want to be more formal. Gravo Bomb from Gaslow. And Flailing Swipe from Stukov. So both teams really committed to that macro. So as soon as the turrets are available, they're taking the turrets. So we have a small XP lead for CM After Dark. And they have a camp working up top. ETC completes his prog rock quest, so he'll be able to help heal his team just a little bit. Slides onto May, boops May back, which he's able to slide out of danger. Nazebo with 131 stacks is well on the way to finishing his quest, so assuming he goes Viral Infection at 20, which he might not, but if he does, oof, that's going to be beast mode for Nazebo. So right now, not quite beast mode, but they do have a talent advantage, so 13 is here for CM After Dark, and we see Stukov taking my favorite talent in the game right now. It hungers. So he'll be able to get that reset if he can convince the enemy heroes to stay in that silence for 6 ticks. Mana's refunded, and the cooldown's refunded, and you can just cast it over and over and over as long as they'll stand in the circle. So much fun. Have the objective popping up here, so it's ready to go. Sonya and Tyrael not quite joining the fight yet, so we've got 4v4 up here. ETC and Blaze joining the point at the same time. And Spooky Ghost pulling 4 members here, so CM After Dark's going to have to back up for just a second. So 5v5, we've got everybody here, all the heroics available, so I would expect something to pop off here shortly. Let's pop this out so we can get everyone in frame at once. There's too much going on here. Do have the healing toy available for CM After Dark. ETC's carrying that. And they bully Spooky Ghost off the point, so after gathering 43%, it's going to turn back blue, and we'll see it start ticking up to 100 in the other direction. I'm assuming he's looking for a mosh here. That slide, he's got a bunch of them around him right now, but they're kind of pushing him around. Tiger comes in with the leap. It's a little odd the way it all went off, but dang, it was effective. So May goes down and Mephisto goes down. Nazebo gets credit for the kills there, but he definitely had assists from his team. And Blaze down to 120 health. Is he going to get away? No, Nazebo says, nope, here you are, have some poison. Stukov does go down, so they don't get out completely unbloodied, but that's a 3-for-1, and that will allow them to get a lot more points on the objective. So we're at 57 to 43 right now. CM After Dark going to take some time here and grab the healing camp. They will be down 4v5 for just a very short time until Stukov comes up, so Gaz is on the point, but he hits the treadmill there and nopes out, which is probably a wise decision because Spooky Ghost was coming after it with a vengeance. So that's 50% for Spooky Ghosts. CM After Dark got up to 97%, couldn't quite capture it, so they just need to get them off the point for like 10 seconds or so, and it should pop over. A lot of damage going out. Mephisto with that pain, but Stukov with the silence and the Gravo Bomb on top of it. May goes down. That Wombo just really, really effective. However, Sonya's low. She is spitting and healing back up, and everyone is low. Blaze goes down. Tyrael goes down, and Lucio is going to have to head out. They let him live to tell the story, I guess. So that's going to go over to CM After Dark, and they will start sieging down this top fort. Anyone reminded me that I didn't have the team overlay showing, so my fault. They're up now. Please direct all complaints to the head caster at NGS. So CM After Dark coming down to that bottom fort, because the middle one was already gone, so they should make short work of it here. They do still have the towers up because they came in from the back there, but one of them's going down. Sonya and Stukov working on the other one. Stukov using that silent circle to zone everyone out a little bit. Punisher's down to 30%. Fort's down, and I'm assuming they're going to try and chunk a little bit of this keep wall, or they might feel discretion is the better part of valor here. Nope. They're going to kill one of the towers. They are going to get out. In the meantime, while we saw all this fun action in the bottom, the Zebo is in the top lane just wreaking havoc. That top fort, or pardon me, top keep, you can see that top keep is almost gone. It's still taking damage. See him after dark with the protector gone. They're going to back up a little bit. They do have a 2 level advantage. Everyone on the same talent tier, but 20 is just around the corner, so there's going to be a window where CM After Dark is 20 and Spooky Ghosts are not, unless they can flip this around real quickly. In the top, we see the Zebo go down, but he took Blaze with him, so we have a 1-for-1 there. Let's go check out that keep. So that keep is at about 15-20%. Got nice 4v3 down here. This bottom keep is taking a little bit of damage. It's at about 60%. ETC slides in. He gets a match. He is taking tower shots, but he does get away after Lucio and Mephisto were taken out of the equation. So see him after dark, a little bit low, but Death Punisher. Oh, nice silence there. Sonya gets credit for the kill, but that silence really set that up. So Stukov now healing everyone back up. And that's going to be 1 keep down. And with 3 members of Spooky Ghost out of the equation, Cloud of Minds is thinking about taking the core down, or at least taking some shield off of it, maybe some damage. So Stukov once again doing a nice job joning out with the circles there. May has to back up. She got very low there. The core, that's going to take the core down to, we're at 65% right now. The bunker comes out, and that fire is going to, well, I think maybe convince CM After Dark to get out of dodge. Gazlo goes down. Sonya uses Leap to get out, so she doesn't have it available, and she's going to be slowed by the oil. Stukov swipes to get everyone out, and then Sonya spins away, so I think she's going to escape, although Tyrael might have something to say about that. Let's watch that chase. Down to 50% health, needs to get a well. Doesn't have it available, I guess, and Tyrael finishes that off. So let's check out this fight in the bottom. So it's 4v2 right here, but in the top lane, Nazebo's like, you know what? I'm just going to take that top keep, and I'm going to go and I'm going to head up to the core. You're going to have to address me, so we'll see when they come back. The core is going down. Team fight's going well for Spooky Ghost, but I don't know that they're going to be able to back in time. A lot of poison on the core, and Nazebo with 229 stacks at 20 and taking viral infection is not someone to joke around with. As they find out, as the core goes down to 0, and that is the first game for Cloud of Minds After Dark. So let's head off to the game summary here. And let's look at the tail of the tape. So Mephisto putting up a ton of damage, but 13-6 kills for CM After Dark. And macro was really good for both teams, so I don't think that either one of them had a real good advantage, but CM After Dark was just able to get a little bit of an XP lead and kind of snowball things, mostly on top of a couple of really good team fights. The Mosh and the Leap and the Stukov silence and the Gravo bomb, just all of those things contributing, and then Nazebo throwing the Sloppy Ghost on top of everything. The Wombo was just a little bit strong. So Spooky Ghost will have to come up with an answer for that for game 2. So let's head back over to the maps here, and let's do my favorite thing, and that is give someone a point. So we'll mark that as a win for CM After Dark, which gives them a point. And we'll send everyone off to a break while we get the next game started, and we'll see you momentarily.
Hold on to hope. It will not abandon you. The eternal conflict continues between the forces of good and evil. Evil will triumph over those who give in to despair. But despair cannot defeat the power of hope. Hope is the voice that will never be silent. Hope is the stream that fills the wells of courage. Hope is the light in the darkness. And in the darkness, I will be that light.
I was born for the arena. On my squad, we trust the spirits for guidance. No one is left behind. Not even a pink skin. And when our backs are to the wall, I call on the elements to even the odds. The name's Rhaegar. Heroes of the Storm. I am the Storm!
All right, welcome back. So we gave that point to see him after dark. So they picked the map. They won. And for the second map, we are going to go to Infernal Shrines. Spooky Ghosts have decided that they would like the first hero pick again. So we'll see if they can break the pattern of the map picker getting the win and extend this to a third game. See him after dark, of course, just trying to get either 2 or 3 points to jump into first place. They would sure like to take this next game and make this a short series and get 3. But even if they do manage to just sneak out 2, that'll push them into first place. They're tied now. So let's get into the draft, shall we? So game 1, chat. Who's your MVP? I got to give it to Skycake 420 for that Nazebo. He just got stacked up really quickly, and then once 20 got there, it was just oof. It was gross, disgusting, poisons everywhere. So we'll see if the bands are a little bit different. There were just so many circles. You know, you've got the Stukov Silence Under Everything, but the Gravel Bomb and the Mosh Pit and the Sonya Leap on top of that. So I wouldn't be surprised if they get rid of 1 or 2 of those. But, you know, there are other heroes too. You've got, 90 heroes now to ban from. So it's hard to really say we're going to shut everything down with bans because you can only ban 3 heroes. At some point, you just had to come up with something to counter them. So we'll see what they come up with, what they have in their bag. Oh, tricks. And they do get rid of 1 of those. They get rid of the leap, probably the nastiest part of that wombo. That's the one that really sets everything up. And the Johanna band from CM After Dark. I believe that was our first band from them in Game 1 too, so they just do not want to see Johanna. On shrines especially. She gets that pit and just starts condemning, and it's hard to get the skeletons away from her. So that I make the case that is a good band. So Nubarak will not be playing, and Malthael. So same bands out of CM After Dark. We saw a new band in the first game by Spooky Ghosts, but we see Sonya instead. And they decide, we didn't like that Stukov. We're going to take it for ourselves. So Little Wolf takes the Stukov away. So Death Punisher will have to figure out a different healer for game 2. See what CM After Dark won to the top of their lineup here. The Tiger picks up the Hogger as he's wont to do, and Right Wing coming out from Death Punisher. So they'll be looking to polymorph and spin all over people. It's a slightly different spin. Sonya's is a more controlled spin. Hogger just, you press the button and he goes, and he bounces off of things. And I think Hogger might know where he's going, but I can never figure out where he's going when I play against him. So I just generally run away from it. It scares me. Hikus, that was the other ban in the first game, and they don't ban it, so they leave it out and they take it. And we also see Kel'Thas coming out. Let's see what CM After Dark doesn't want them to put with that. They don't have a tank yet, so might ban a tank. Maybe an offlaner. They are also lacking that department, so they get rid of the May. A little respect for Anfernolia. Said, yeah, we played that a little too well. We don't want to see it, please. So they've got the fire, but not the ice on their side. Spooky Ghosts going to be getting rid of something here. Do we see a ban on the ETC, perhaps? Diablo is still up. They banned that in the first game. They get rid of Cassia. Ween is known to play Cassia from time to time, but he will not be doing it this game. Really thinking about it here, and as time expires, we get Garrosh and Tassadar. I wonder if we'll see something with some CC for that 5th pick to lock down the Garrosh toss. Although they can, I guess they could toss someone and then Brightwing polymorphs it. That accomplishes the same thing, which the goal is a dead hero there. Spooky Ghosts, think about it, and their time expires, and they take ETC and Urel. So some heroes changing sides this game. Stukov and ETC moving from blue to red. Hope they brought a change of jerseys with them. And we'll see what Weenus wants to pick. Ooh, a little spicy. We get the Mage, the Li Ming, so we get the double Mage coming out. And teams are ready to go. So let's send you guys off, and we'll meet you in the second game. All right, team still loading up here. Should be good to go in a moment. So, chat, whose draft do you like better here? I think CM After Darks is good for just sheer spiciness. I think I'm gonna go with Spooky Ghost, maybe because I like the beef there from the ETC in the URL, but we will see how it goes.
Prepare yourselves for battle.
So let's flip it around this time and let's introduce the visiting team first. So we have Little Wolf on the Stukov, Boundary X on the Tychus, Eric with a K on the Kelthos, Colitis on the Urel, and Nullius on the ETC. On the blue side of the map, we have Tiger on the Hogger, Death Punisher on the Brightwing, Icex on the Garage, Skycake 420 on the Tassadar, and Venus on the Li Ming.
3, 2, 1.
So I see two mages going bottom. I think there's something fishy going on. Let's keep an eye on that. Spooky Ghost realized that they don't have a full complement here in the mid. Garage kind of checking out, preventing the rotation there. And I think Spooky Ghost might have seen what was going on, but unfortunately that well is sniped. So we have our first building down at about 20 seconds in. Oops, sorry about that. We see Hogger up in the top lane there. Show the talents. Grosh with a toss onto Tychus. Silence is going the other way this time, and Silence got Brightwing into trouble, and then ETC finished the job. So Grosh going to walk away with a low health bar as well. So that's first blood coming out for ETC and Spooky Ghosts. See, what do we have collections here? We've got Dynamite for Hogger. We've got Garrosh with his Warbreaker quest. We got Tassadar with the auto attack quest, which he's collecting right now. You can see that happening in real time. Look, the numbers are ticking up. Hooray! And on the other side, we have ETC Prog Rock with the globes, and Kelthos also with the globes. So while Tassadar's been hanging out down here, the other teams have taken the two camps. So both of them going to be in play here. As the bottom one is also taken by CM After Dark. Got a nice 4v4 down here. Garrosh mounting up. I thought he was going to head mid, but he's not. Does he have a toss for ETC? He gets the stun. Does he get the toss? Nope. Got the polymorph, but wasn't able to pull him back into the team. But he is going to have to walk away because he was a little bit low. They do get the toss on the Kelthos, so that's a much squishier target. Is he going to walk away? No, he does not. Got through the nice gravity lapse, trying to get himself out of there. And then ETC was really, pardon me, Garrosh really low. But teleport saved him, and then ETC falls to the minion or the camp. They get the credit for the kill, but the heroes helped. So they've got the fountain down and one of the towers, and they're working hard on the rest of the wall down here. Second tower going to fall, and as soon as it does, they're going to back out. So let's head up to the judge. Actually, let's go to the top lane here. We've got Hogger and Urel. Both of them very, very healthy. So no one really gaining a huge upper hand there. CM After Dark with a small XP lead. Nice slide from Nullius and boops Brightwing back just a little bit. And this silence from Stukov really, really hurts. He went low blow, so he's doing that extra 125% damage. So that's going to start the objective off with a 5v4. And Spooky Ghost trying to take advantage of that. And they're going to start it, and the silence takes care of Hogger. Hogger's not able to spin out of that. And Hogger goes down. Tassadar has finished his auto attack quest. So he'll be throwing out that extra damage, and it chains to heroes when possible. So it's kind of sneaky damage. It's like, why is he hitting everyone? And sometimes you don't notice it, and people just get chunked down. So Spooky Ghost with a 33-9 lead here. They're going to come down, and that Stukov silence puts Icex in a world of hurt. His Garrosh, he got down to about 15 health there. Tychus and that minigun bearing down on him. He does get out with the aid of Hogger. But back up to the objective, we do have 40 skeletons, so that's going to be a Mortar Punisher for Spooky Ghost. And they're going to see how much of this wall they can destroy, maybe even part of the building. Garrosh and Brightwing kind of team up there to pull the Punisher over. Punisher's down to under 50% now. It's starting to work on the fort. I think the fort's probably going to survive here. I think they're going to be able to chunk the Punisher down. Punisher jumps back onto the back line there, but Dukov really, really low. Tassadar sets him up with the auto attacks, and then Ming just follows up with the orb, says, "Here, Merry Christmas, Pop." Hogger with the nice boot back onto KT to put him back in harm's way, and then Brightwing gets the kill there. So a lot of action so far early in this game. So we ended up with about half a fort going down there. CM after dark. With Kalthos off the map, they could be a little aggressive here, so they're going to take that camp. And then they're going to come down here and they're going to work on the fort. In fact, Hogger's already working on the fort. Got aggro and had to back up. They've got minion support coming in here in just a moment. And they're not even going to wait for the second wave of minions. They're just going to jump in and take that away. Alright, so let's see what we have going on here. Spooky Ghost going to go for their top camp. In the meantime, CM After Dark taking the camp on the bottom. And Tassadar using those big fat auto attacks to take down all three of those at once. And we see them come up here and start attacking the mid wall. Tassadar just puts an auto attack onto the wall, and it'll find its way to a hero if one of them is around. Take a look at damage. Yep, he's leading the way in damage so far. So the wall goes down. They're not going to get any damage to that fort though. Spooky Ghost doing a good job of defending that, and the silence there preventing Garrosh from grabbing anyone for the toss. So Garrosh coming down. So he's looking for a cheeky throw maybe. Now he's just kind of scouting it out. Oh, he does get to throw an ETC though, and then the polymorph, and then the taunt. And that is a dead cow. How do you like your burgers? Hopefully you like them done medium well. Tassadar pops Archon, so he's going to step up and do a little damage to the fort. I think maybe he was expecting a little bit more of a team fight to come out there. He's still continuing to chunk down that fort. The top lane, Tiger walks away with 100% health there. Urel's going to come down to the aid of her teammates. ETC with a nice slide. He's thrown away by Garrosh. The wall prevents the rest of Spooky Ghost from following. So Shrine is active. It will be a frozen Punisher when it comes up. And Cloud of Mines After Dark jump out to a 10-0 lead. Urel with a nice jump in on Tassadar. Oh, and then the Silent Circle, and oops, he's also on fire. So that's all kinds of bad there. That's a whole bag of badness. Urel is, I think she's going to get out. She leaps away, so Stukov can't, not Stukov, Garrosh can't throw her back. So they take that 10-0 lead, and they've got 24 themselves. So Stukov shoves Garrosh out of there, says, "Get out of my face." In the meantime, in the top lane, Hogger is going to be doing some damage to that keep wall. Urel's going to go address that. He backs up. I don't think he got all the way to the keep wall, but he was going to. So Urel said nope. And that is a Frozen Punisher for Spooky Ghost. So Frozen Punisher will shut things down, which makes him a little more effective. He's pulled over the wall by Garrosh, then the gravity lapse puts Garrosh up in the air. Got a little bit low, but Brightwing teleported in. So big heal. Tassadar stunned, and in the Silent Circle, is he going to be able to walk away? He is going to be able to walk away. And the Punisher goes down. The fort just does go down. And we've got Hogger coming in. He's stunned, and hit by gravity lapse. He's on fire, but he's going to spin away and take the fire away from his team. I think Brightwing might have caught a little bit of it there. And Stukov goes down, so that circle of silence will not be a problem for a little while here. Nice gravity lapse by Kel'Thas, who just nope out of there. And ETC comes in with the Moss. He's pretty low, and Venus realizes that he was low and decides to put him into the ground. So that's going to be a 5v4 here for Clouded Minds for a little while. The CTC is not available, so they take the right bottom camp. Now they're going to take the mid bottom camp, it looks like. Got 3 of them working together. And it looks like Brightwing is going to make her way over to the other camp. Doesn't have bribe available, so she's going to have to just do it the old-fashioned way and kill them. Hogger working on the camp up top. There's that spin and bounce all over the place craziness that Hogger likes to do. And Garrosh checking out that camp as Spooky Ghost was taking it, but realized there were a whole lot more of them than there were of him, so that was just a recon mission. He wasn't out there to actually do any damage to anyone. So, see him after dark, clearing the top lane, getting rid of those camps. Spooky Ghost doing the same thing in the bottom. So those camps will be taken care of. No muss, no fuss. We still have the remnants of one in the mid lane. At least it shows up on the mini map. There's like 1 health on that guy, so he's going to come down. Garrosh coming in. Oh, they're looking for a rotation here. Oh, Hogger going on a little adventure there, all the way to that far wall on the top. See him after dark sieging that wall. That wall has gone down. Garrosh, I think he's looking for a throw. If he can find a squishy, that's what he wants. But maybe he'll take the cow. He does. ETC, he does get a slide out, but Ming puts a beam in exactly the right spot and skewers ETC. So I guess we call that the shish kebab. Kel'Thas with a nice gravity lapse and living bomb there. Brightwing doing a good job of healing it off, and I think this keep might go down. They might get this. It is indeed going to go down, and they do have a talent lead, so they have 16. Spooky Ghost doesn't, so they're going to back up here, and it looks like they're going to just make their way to the objective. I can see Uriel down there, but I don't think they'll collapse on her and try and gank her. She's not easily ganked, but they do get Stukov. He is able to walk away. And then Tychus gets Brightwing out of nowhere. Sorry, I missed that one entirely. Too much action going on here. I can't follow it all. So Hogger doing that little circle all over the place, bouncing off the walls. Phoenix comes out, and it's too much. Garrosh goes down. Kel'Thas gets the kill there. Tassadar a little bit low. He's split from his team. Although he's not afraid of Uriel, although she's absorbing now, so they have to back up off of her. In the meantime, Hogger goes down on the other side of the pit. Kel'Thas is low, but he's so far in the back, no one's going to be able to get to him. In fact, he's going to back and come back with more health. So, See Him After Dark has 33 so far. They only have 3 members up. They only have 2 right now until Brightwing Z's in, so they're looking for 4 more. Ming with the beam, tickling Tychus with it, doesn't quite get him. They just need 4 more skeletons. But we've got a full team here for Spooky Ghost, so they have something to say about that. 37. They need 3 more. Brightwing's coming in from the bottom here. Although he's going to get silenced, and then power slide. Gets tossed to safety by Garrosh. Let's just zoom the camera out. I can't keep everything in frame at once. And Spooky Ghost comes back, and they're able to protect that pit and not give up the last 3 skeletons and take it for themselves. So that's going to be an Arcane Punisher bearing down on the mid fort. That fort's a foregone conclusion. It's going to be gone, I think. And Ming and Tassadar down. Tassadar coming up right now, so he'll be making his way. Brightwing hanging out in the bottom lane soaking. I'm assuming she has her Z to come up and save someone, and she does. She saves Garrosh. The silence is real, though, and the fire is also real, so a lot of damage coming out. Everyone survives. Let's see if this Punisher jumps on someone. And who's it going to pick? So Hogger eats that, but then he's rooted. So Stukov takes the root at 13, and it pays off there. Pulls Hogger down. So that Punisher still got a little bit of life to it. And it's going to go for the mid keep. In the meantime, Tychus takes down Tassadar. So that's 2 members of CM After Dark dead. The Punisher's dead. We have a keep gone. Spooky Ghost, they do have 5, but I don't think they want to take this fight 5v3 under a keep. But they are content to come back and take this camp as 4, while Urel takes the camp on her side of the map. So they'll just be painting the map red here. So CM After Dark just looking to get 20 here. Not a lot available for them on the map. There's a little wave mid. We'll see Ming come out and deal with that. We'll see Brightwing deal with some minions there. So they'll be 20, maybe a shade ahead of Spooky Ghost. Maybe not if the building goes down. But I don't think anyone's going to be able to take a fight 20v19. So the next team fight we see will have 20s for everyone. Unless something happens dramatically very quickly. Spooky Ghost not quite able to take that forward. I think they probably had the DPS there, but I don't think they, without being able to see Garrosh and Brightwing, I think maybe they were afraid that those heroes might be coming up with Hogger, and it was probably the right decision just to back up. That fort's going to fall eventually. It's, you know, I don't even know if Hogger's going to be able to save it now. Maybe he will, but it'll fall sooner rather than later. There was no point in forcing that. So, all right, this one's going to get interesting. We've got 2 keeps for each side. We've got right now an extra fort left as Hogger tries to save that, and he gets a little help from his friends. And what do we have camp-wise here? We've got a blue camp fighting a red camp in the mid. Red camp's going to win that one. Although maybe not, as CM After Dark comes up. And they're looking for a rotation here. Everyone being very, very patient. We'll see how long this patience lasts. Not a whole lot to do on the map right now. All the camps have been taken. When are they going to be up? Nothing's going to be up for a while here. So they didn't get the surprise party they wanted. So well, they're just going to try a different bush. Now they're going to come out. They're going to clear that lane. I wonder if we'll see them take up position in another bush somewhere. So everyone's just practicing lane hygiene, cleaning up their lanes. Pushing them out as much as possible. And the shrine will be active in 12 seconds. CM After Dark sees a whole lot of red up top, so they know no one's going to be able to come back and defend this keep. They're going to have to start backing if they want. And they do. So they leave Kael'thas up there to start ripping down the objective. So that keep is going to get down to about 75%. And then are CM After Dark going to back up? They do get the well. But the keep is still healthy. So they're going to head up to the objective, it appears. And Kael'thas leaving the objective. He doesn't want to be there by himself. That's probably a very safe decision. He's going to wait on his beefy friends to get up here and protect him. So CM After Dark will begin their assault on the skeletons. Hogger spinning and bouncing. Let's pop our camera out there. So Brightwing not with them. Hopefully has teleport up, because my guess it's going to be needed here. Have everyone's ult except for the big mage ults. So nothing from Tassadar, nothing from Kael'thas. Everything else is on the table. EDC with the big slide. And Tassadar also gets a gravity lapse. And then Tychus, it's the big red button. And then the EDC goes down, but he does take Death Mosh, so that death might not have been a bad thing. But Sukov goes down, and Tassadar just chunking them with those auto attacks I don't know how he's still alive. Kael'thas goes down. Tiger's smacking around people with his flail or whatever that is he's carrying. He's gonna spin on Yrel. Not gonna get hurt, but he says, "Oh, there's Tychus," and Tychus turned into a squirrel or a bird or a chipmunk or whatever, and they kill him off. So that is 5 members of Spooky Ghost, and I don't think that there's anything that's going to prevent this core from falling down. Tassadar up top getting the objective, but that's not going to do anything other than put his name up on a little banner there. So there's a little banner for Ray Tassadar. In the meanwhile, his team is coming down here doing the heavy lifting and taking the core down. It goes to 50%. EDC comes up, but nothing he can do but watch as the core goes down. He's not going to be able to do that by himself. And the core goes to 0. So that game goes over to CM After Dark. And that completes our 2-0 domination and vaults them into a 2-point lead for first place, if I can do the math correctly. So let's come back here and look at the tail of the tape. So kills a lot closer this game, 13-11 for CM After Dark. If I had to pick an MVP this game, I think I'm going to give it to Brightwing. A ton of heals coming out there, a couple of really good teleport saves. So I'm going to give it to Brightwing. So let's head over to the map screen then. And we will give CM After Dark a point. So that completes the 2-0 domination. And let's see if I can't get someone in for an interview. So we'll send everyone off to a little break and we'll catch you on the other side.
Are you ready for the Inter-Multiversal Next Show Weight Championship? You better be! El Bandito Imperious! Gata de Batalla Lily!
All right, welcome back. I have with me here Skycake420. Skycake, how are you guys feeling after that 2-0 domination to vault you into first place?
Oh, feels so good.
Was that a yawn? Or was that like a Hulk Hogan or a Macho Man thing? I'm not sure exactly what that was, but it sounded good. It sounded
was
happy.
a moan.
All right,
yeah.
well,
Feeling great.
Good.
Excited.
So
I think that puts us at the number 1 seed, so that's what we were hoping.
Yep. You guys, if I did the math right, you guys are 2 points ahead of everyone else. So all you have to do is win your last game. Actually, I think all you have to do your last match is get a point, something like that. I don't know. I'll let you guys figure that out. That's math. Casters can't do math, but they can congratulate you guys on a match very well played. So I don't know if you heard, but I did give you my personal MVP for that first game because that Nazebo was just gross. You got that really stacked up there. And were you surprised that you were at the core all by yourself while that team fight went down on the left side of the map?
No, and I mean, in fact, that was kind of like the last minute play call. So they were doing a ton of work on core, but I was respawning at the time. And then when I went up to start, clearing, pushing the top wave back, they started to get in a scuffle, but I noticed that they had already had it to like 40% or something. So when I clipped that, as soon as I clipped that top mercenary camp, I just said, hey guys, if you have to suicide to keep them from backing, do it, because I can end right now. And it worked.
Yeah, it worked. It was a very good call, and they did a good job of just making that fight drag out as long as possible, and they weren't able to back, and we saw what happened. The core goes down. So game 2, you guys come out, get a little bit of a lead, and then I won't say the wheels fell off, but they got a little bit wobbly in the middle there, and you give up that immortal to take the that Punisher to take the mid keep down. So how cool and cucumber like are your comms at that point, or was it starting to get a little bit heated, a little bit scrambled in there?
It was a little scrambled. I think as far as comms were concerned, we were still pretty confident in that match. When we had those hiccups in the mid lane and that Punisher was coming down, Tiger and Ice were real good to say, hey, look, this is a potential for us to lose the game right now if we continue to stagger. So just let this Punisher do what it's going to do. We back up, and then we play for the 20s fight, and that's what we did.
Yep, and then you get that 20 fight, and then just, one hero goes down, 2 heroes down, and then next thing you know, it's 5, and then I see you did take the objective just in case the other 4 heroes weren't able to kill the core by themselves in 40 seconds, so safety first, I guess. Well played.
Yeah, I was just lagging behind a little bit, so I figured rather than just show up a little late to help core damage, you might as well get the safety net for me. But they had it in the bag anyway, so that worked out.
Yep, that was a foregone conclusion at that point. It would have been a really hard game to lose at that point. I don't think even I could have lost that game. So well played. So if you had to pick an MVP for that series, who's your MVP for that series?
So for me, I'm always partial to throwing out MVPs at Death Punisher because the saves are just insane, and especially in that game 1, like the silence pulls that we got off with those combos. We were fully expecting to deal with like a total anti-combo from that team, but we were still able to pull it off in a number of those fights, and with the puddles coming down at the perfect timing, that just really secured a solid game 1 for us. So I give it to Death.
Yeah, I gave Death Punisher my MVP after the second game, and I think you make a good point. The circles there in the first game. I play a lot of Stukov, as you know. He's very near and dear to my heart, and the silences they were just absolutely real. So well played. So well played to everyone. And before I let you get out of here and go celebrate with the team, I will throw the floor open for some shout outs. Who do you want to shout out?
Shout out to Clouded Minds, anybody who is watching Clouded Minds After Dark. Thanks guys for having an awesome season. We're kicking butt, and number 1 seed place is ours now. We just got to hold on to it. Thank you NGS and Rackham for casting this. You're a gentleman and a scholar. And thank you to Spooky Ghost for putting up a good fight. And that's all I got.
All right. Well, I'm going to give a shout out to both teams because it was definitely an entertaining match. Good way to end the week before we start work on Monday. So thanks for that. And I'll let you get out of here. Go celebrate with your team. And all my viewers, I'll let you get out of here and go play some more games and go get some wins. So everyone have a good night.
Good night.